I'm an American who left the United States, traveled all over the world, lived in over 5 countries, and even renounced my US citizenship. In this video, I will tell you why I really left America and why you might leave America in the future. The first main reason is that America is a divided country. Racism, or whatever the issue is, divides the country in 2 sides, and this is deliberate. This is not an accident. There is a certain group of people, let's call them the elite, that want the country to be divided, because if you have a divided country, the country doesn't unite and doesn't fight against the government, it fights against itself. Obviously, you have all this BLM issues, all this different racial, different privilege issues around America that divide every aspect of society. People think that they are being prejudiced against, other people think that they are privileged and that they should feel superior for something that has nothing to do with whatever they've done. The media also fuels that division. The government, for example, says that there should be a division, or that there's an issue that we should be divided on, and that the media does their job to fuel that division and further make people hate each other. There's a certain hatred inside of America between different people, and you see this on an everyday basis. There's obviously political division, and every election you see that. There's always people absolutely hating each other because their families were Republican or Democrat, because they themselves believe in one ideal and another person doesn't believe in them. Now we need to fight and absolutely hate each other. And that division is going to continue and is going to be stronger in the future. The second main reason is an inept government. A government that doesn't care about the people. A government that doesn't care about your well-being, about your success, about your wealth, anything. The government doesn't care at all. The government is paid off by a certain group of people, let's keep calling them the elites, and these people don't want you to be more prosperous, to enjoy life better, to have more freedom. The government wants to put more taxes, more regulations. They want to make your life harder. They want to control your crypto. They want to control your money with certain digital money, digital currency. They want to make sure that you are as controlled as possible, as surveilled as possible. The IRS is surveilling anyone with some little money in their bank account because they want to make sure that you're controlled. They want to make sure that you're following whatever they want you to follow. And obviously the government isn't going to do anything about it. They're going to continue to control you. And you, if you live in the United States, as an American, even as a US citizen living abroad, you need to tell the IRS everything. You need to tell the government all about your money, about your companies, about your bank account, all over the world. What kind of free country is this where you need to tell your government everything about your finances? The government doesn't care. They are in decline, and it's going to continue that way in the future. The third reason is that crime is increasing, and also lawlessness in general. Obviously, with California, we saw that anybody who committed theft under $950, or other states have imposed $1,000 limits, they now are free to steal whatever they want, and they are let go once they commit that crime. So obviously, you're going to have a lot of lawlessness. People think, okay, now I can steal whatever I want. Now I can go to Louis Vuitton and steal a bunch of bags. And these brands and these different shops have had to either close down or adapt. And you just don't feel safe in the United States anymore. Even in cities like Miami, a lot of people praise Miami. They say Miami is one of the best cities in the United States, but it's crime-ridden. There's a lot of areas that you can't even go. Try going close to the airport. You feel worse than anywhere else in the world. And I've traveled to some pretty shitty areas of the world. Here in Mexico, for example, a lot of people think that Mexico is this crime-ridden country where you're going to have problems anywhere you go. There are cities in Mexico that are safer than main cities in the United States. There are cities in the United States where you can't even go to the downtown because you will most likely get robbed, assaulted, shot. Overall, have a massive problem if you go into any of these big cities, like for example, Chicago or Portland, Oregon. Overall, the US is declining in terms of lawlessness. Crime is increasing all through the United States. That's why so many Americans are moving to traditionally dangerous countries like Mexico here. I'm in Tulum, Cancun, Mexico City, beautiful places. Even though they do have some history with crime, they're getting better than the United States. And in some places, they're safer than big cities in America. Some Americans are moving to even Colombia or other countries in Latin America that are thought of as dangerous countries because they just can't tolerate the crime back home, as well as many other things. The next reason is degeneracy. Overall, you're seeing this with children, you're seeing this in school. There is more and more hardcore drugs. There's more and more sexual clothing. There's kids playing video games literally all day. There's men that are not even men anymore, that are better feminine. Overall, there is a degeneration of society. Society is degenerating to a point where it's just going to be a collapsed country in the future. Even the dollar is losing value. You as an American, if you use your US dollars all over the world, you're seeing them less and less value. You're seeing a society that is degenerating and new generations that are going to be less educated, less well off, less wealthy than previous generations. The next reason is hatred towards men. I'm not going to touch on this one too much because it is YouTube and I can't get my channel deleted, but this is one of the reasons why I left America. And I don't think if you are a high value man that wants to create wealth and you want to have a great dating life, you should not live in America for this reason. The next one is the woke agenda. Overall wokeness in the United States increasing, just like in Canada, in other countries in Europe and in the West as a whole. Wokeness is increasing. The woke agenda, you see it in schools, you see it everywhere, and it's getting worse over time. The next one is that infrastructure is crumbling. If you see airports all over the world and then you compare them to airports in America are worse. Roads are worse than in most places. And it's not places with high taxes, because if you go to Dubai, they have the world's best airport, they have the world's best roads, they have the best infrastructure. And then you compare that to the United States, a very high tax country, and you see that everything overall is crumbling. The last time I was in the United States and in Florida, everything just seems old and it seems like it's degenerated. All the infrastructure is just not as great as it was before. It was a great country 20, 30 years ago, but now everything is degenerating, not just society. And the last reason, which is why every American should consider moving abroad or exploring or traveling or getting a second citizenship, is that there are more options. 20, 30 years ago, there were not that many options for Americans to go to. Now you have dozens of countries all over the world that you can choose from. If you want to go somewhere close and very similar to back home, you have Mexico here. Beautiful Mexico, many different places that you can go to. A lot of brands like Walmart, Sam's Club, they're also available here in Mexico. So you have those comforts from home. Really quick, it's the Wealthy Expat here. I finally became a citizen of Mexico. One of the best passports in the world, one of the best countries to spend time for wealthy expats around the world. There are many safe areas like here, the Cancun hotel zone. If you want to become a Mexican citizen, Mexican resident, one of the easiest places to get residency around the world, make sure you click the link in the description, book a call with us. Our lawyers and consultants will be happy to help you. If you want to go to Europe, you have many countries in Europe with lower taxes, less crime. You can go to places in the Middle East like the UAE, absolutely no crime, no tax. You can go to Asia, you can go to Latin America. You have over 25, 30 countries around the world that you can choose from. And you also have citizenships that you can choose from. You don't need to keep your US passport. You can get a second passport through citizenship by investment or contributing to a country and getting their citizenship. Now you have options. Countries that you can move to, countries that you can get a second citizenship, you can get residence. Overall, you don't need to rely on America alone. You have many places around the world where you can have better freedom, better tax situation, less crime, overall a better life than in America. If you want to find out what those countries are and what options you have as an American to move abroad and live a better life, check out the video right here. The best countries where my millionaire clients are moving to enjoy a better life with their wealth. Check it out right here.